Everything vibrates. Everything is made of atoms and molecules. Objects that vibrate make sound. Sound is blended together to make music. Did you like that? Thank you. If you like that, we say that those sounds resonated with you. That your body vibrated at the same frequency as some of the sounds and the music that I played. We say that that resonates. Your cells and your neural network vibrated at the same frequency as some of those sounds. I'm going to tell you a story. This is a story about a young boy whose name is Martin. Martin's parents took him to hear a jazz concert one summer in the park. They went to hear a jazz band. Martin thought the music was wonderful. He especially liked the saxophone. At that point, he decided that he wanted to play saxophone, so his parents got him a saxophone, and they enrolled him in the Music Spheres Institute. All right? Martin's teacher's name was Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was not only a music teacher, but he was a life mentor. Martin was a very inquisitive and motivated student. Mr. Jones was a very motivating and inspiring teacher. Once Mr. Jones taught Martin the basics of saxophone playing, he handed him a sheet of music. The music had numbers on some of the lines, and Martin asked, "What are those numbers? 4-4 and 2-4." Mr. Jones said that those numbers are called the time signature, and that is the framework in which the music will be played. Well, Martin didn't quite understand, so Mr. Jones went further to explain with an example. Martin, if you invite 3 of your friends to your house and you order pizza, and you cut the pizza in 4 equal parts for each of your friends, and you eat your slice, you have just eaten 1/4 of the pizza. Your slice is just like 1 quarter note inside of a bar line of music. So Martin sort of started to get it. Later on, as Martin progressed through his music and his training, Mr. Jones handed Martin a sheet of paper that had words underneath the music, underneath the melody. Martin asked, "What are these words for?" Mr. Jones said, "Those are lyrics. Those lyrics are actually what would be sung by a singer or a vocalist. And sometimes they're in a poem form." And Martin didn't know what a poem was. So Mr. Jones said, "Let's learn about poems. But first, let's be able to write complete thoughts or sentences on paper." And from that point, they wrote sentences, and then they found words that sounded similar, and they put them together to make poems. But from that, Martin learned grammar, he learned poetry, and then they went on to learn English literature. There were other words on the music that Martin noticed. They were very small. They were words like crescendo, decrescendo, and largo. And he asked Mr. Jones, "What are these words? They don't sound like words that we use in our everyday language." And Mr. Jones explained that those words tell you how to play a series of notes. Crescendo means start soft and play loud. Decrescendo means start loud and play soft. Largo means play slowly. Mr. Jones said, "Let me demonstrate." Jones also explained that those words didn't sound like words that Martin used every day because they were in Italian. And Italian is considered a foreign language when you speak English. So Martin said, "I'd like to learn Italian." And so Mr. Jones taught him Italian. And Martin found out it was a lot like music. And Mr. Jones had another great idea. He said, "Let's go to Italy and visit. And let's learn about the culture in Italy. Let's learn about the history of Italy. Let's look at the social patterns of people in Italy." And it was a wonderful experience for Martin. And Martin began to realize that the method of teaching that Mr. Jones was using, it was opening up a whole world for him. From that point on, Martin was able to learn chemistry through music, biology through music, and astronomy through music, and many other subjects as he continued to study. So I assert that any subject that a child is interested in can be linked to anything he needs to know about his life, whether it be visual art, whether it be dance, whether it be architecture or automobiles. From that point on, Martin went on to be a shining performer, and he continued to use music as a doorway to the universe. Thank you.